Hi everyone and welcome back to Autumn of Series 14 in Forza Horizon 5. We're gonna do all the PR stunts, the collectibles and photo challenge, and we'll begin with easy stuff, which is the danger sign here, which needs to be done in any car in S-Class, so S2 class. So we're gonna be back in our remake. Pretty obvious path here, a cut through off-road to avoid braking in the corner, and an easy jump in excess of 300 meters, which was our requirement for it. So 2 points in the pocket. Off we go to the speed zone again. Nothing difficult here. Approach it from the northeast. A little bit of extra run up here on the dirt road, but just for some extra speed before we join the tarmac, and just following the path through the gates. And we need to keep something like 247 kilometers per hour, if I remember right. Nothing difficult here, as long as you stay on the road and don't drift too much in the corners. Rimac does an easy job of it, and that's where our easy stuff ends, because the next and last PR stunt is the drift zone, the longest drift zone in the game, which you would think makes it really easy to complete it, but the points requirements is 1,000,000 points, and I have to tell you, if you suck at drifting like I do, it might be quite a bit of a challenge. So let's try to make it as easy as possible. First of all, let's take care of the settings. You absolutely have to have your traction control off, your stability control off, and I highly recommend setting the car to manual shifting. The second trick that we're gonna use is the fact that the car requirements, the class requirements for PR stunts are actually not a precise class. They are up to the class. So the drift zone here doesn't have to be done in S2 class. It just needs to be done in any car up to S2 class. So if you have a car that you're particularly comfortable drifting with and it doesn't happen to be S2 class, don't worry about that. Just jump in that car and do the drift at your comfortable pace, because that would still count. Right now I'm driving it in Willie's Jeep, and that is by far the easiest car to drift in all of Forza Horizon 5 and Forza Horizon 4 as well, as long as it's equipped with a drift tune that I recommend in the beginning of the PR stunt. Now to the drifting. Once your settings are done, once you disabled your traction control and stability control and put your car into manual, set your car to third gear. You can also use second, but it's a little bit harder because you over rev all the time. So third is optimal for the control, and as soon as you start driving, the car will start drifting naturally. Now the trick here is also to control your speed, and that means don't smash the throttle all the time. Keep it just a little bit pressed. Basically what you want is to stay within or around 100 kilometers per hour, which is 60 miles an hour, and don't exceed it by much. Stay around that. If you go too fast, you do get a little bit more points for the distance, but it becomes much harder to control the car, and you gonna have an extra risk of messing up your drift, and you really don't want to lose any points. There's nothing more aggravating than reaching the end of this drift zone and finding yourself with 992,000 points. Believe me, I'm speaking from experience. So as you are drifting downwards, and I do recommend drifting downwards, it's a little bit easier to control the car when you go upwards, but it's much easier to keep the momentum and your drift going. It's way more forgiving when going downwards. So I recommend going down. As you go down, if you happen to go off the road and stop scoring, or if you happen to spin out, or any other unfortunate thing happens to you, like what happens to me right now on the screen, use your rewind. Definitely use your rewind. It does not cancel your drift as long as you don't abuse it. I think you are allowed to use it like 3 times in a row in the same place until the counter resets. So don't abuse it too much, but anytime you make a mistake that prevents you from scoring points, definitely rewind and then keep drifting from there, because as I said, you want to maximize your points. Even in an extremely easy to drift car like these Jeep wheelies, it is not guaranteed that you're gonna hit a million. This time, as you can see, I did hit it by the last corner of the drift zone. So yeah, and if you decide to skip this one, I understand you. Well, once we are all sorted with the drift zone, we'll head over to the highway and collect some donuts. They are on the side of the road. You need to collect 10 of them. You can see one right here, and they're all super easy to find. You just basically drive the highway, don't go too fast to not miss anything, and you will see donuts all over the place through the length of the highway. Collecting 10 of them is not hard at all, just gonna take you a couple of minutes maybe. The one thing to remember, because there's always a lot of breakable objects around them, is you want to make sure that the thing that hits the donut first is your car, not the debris from something else you broke, not other entity that you knocked out, your car. Because if the donut is knocked down by something other than your car, it will not count, and you'll be a little bit frustrated because on your count you've done 10, but the game thinks you've done, say, 6. And you can always use the Horizon Solo trick if you want to, which is to switch to Horizon Solo, smash the donut and rewind and smash it again and again. Now with that out of the way, we're gonna teleport to the dam right here, and being in the REM power wagon, we just need to take a picture. And that is it for this week's PR Stunts. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.